Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book That He's Read This Week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is called Her Sweet Revenge by author Sarah Bonner. It was released on the 6th of April 2023 here in the UK. It's Sarah Bonner's second book, following on from her Perfect Twin. There's probably a bit of a clue on the front cover as to the type of book this is. It tells us murder is best served sweet. So it's a murder mystery with a revenge theme, but much more than that, a very twisty, interesting read. So what's it all about, I hear you say? Well, the lead character is called Helena. Helena lives with her husband Edward in southwest of England and Exeter, and has what seems to be a very nice life. She's working as a stylist. She's helping businesswomen work out the best clothes, the best types of colours to wear for their particular job or aspirations. Has a growing Instagram account and is doing quite well for herself. Her husband Edward has got his own business and he's doing quite well. And his family actually own a private country club called the Grange. So all is looking well for Helena in her life, apart from the one blot on the horizon, which is her mother-in-law, Geraldine. Geraldine wants grandchildren. Helena and Edward have decided they don't want children, but haven't had the courage to tell Geraldine yet. And Geraldine is constantly badgering Helena to produce a grandchild. Two reasons: one's the normal bloodline imperative, the other one is a financial imperative, because her late husband Edwin had left money in a trust, and that only becomes payable once a grandchild is produced. So there's that pressure on Helena. Helena vents by contacting her old school friend Thea, who's working in the US, and is the one person that she can rely on to give her sound advice to Geraldine's posturings and manipulations. And that's how the book starts. So this tells us this is 2018. All is relatively well in Helena's life until she receives a note, an anonymous note, which says secrets and lies ruin lives. And she's a little bit worried about that, because she does have a secret that, if revealed, would ruin her life and her family's life. And that's the start of the book. We then move on to 2022, where we see life from the perspective of her friend Thea. Thea has quit the financial world and has moved back to the UK, to Brighton, where she's setting up an import business for New Zealand wine. Thea, in 2022, is determined to find out what happened to her friend Helena, because it turned out Helena has died. She's fallen from a window in the roof of the aforementioned Grange, and it's been put down as an accident. But Thea is convinced that it's not an accident. By her contacts with Helena, she feels that there's something that's not going wrong, and Thea is determined to find out what's going on, who's murdered her friend, and to exact revenge. So that, in essence, is the plot. What further complicates it is that Thea starts receiving anonymous notes saying, "Leave this alone, stop looking." So there's clearly something going on there. And thus the tale evolves. We look at, there are two time periods. We go back to Helena and we see background, and then we move to the present day with Thea. So it's a very well written tale. It's very twisty. Towards the end, there's twist upon twist. So we get people who aren't as they seem, and people doing things that their motives for doing them are not immediately clear. So it's a very good read. It's 405 pages. I read it in 2 sessions and really enjoyed it. So if you enjoy a good murder mystery with a revenge plot and certainly some twists in it, then I'd recommend reading it. So yeah, I'd give it 8 out of 10. Not familiar with the author, but really enjoyed this book. And the author says in the acknowledgements that the second book is always the difficult one to write. Well, this is a good one. Really enjoyed it. So that's it for this week's brief book review. As I said, give it 8 out of 10. And that's it for today's book review. 10/10 till we do it again. Thanks for watching.